Big hello to all our viewers here. My name is Nicholas Martins. This is Miss Carol Whittle. We are part of Ideal Homes Portugal Mortgage Department, okay? So we want to thank you once again for joining our webinar. And now we're going to start discussing more about mortgages. To start off with, and I think it's very important, Carol is going to explain why Portugal is a good place to invest, a good country to buy. Carol?
Yes, I've been living in Portugal now 22 years. And for me, my first step here was we purchased a property, mainly just for rental. And then after a few years decided it was a place we both wanted to live. It's for me, it's home now. I literally get off the plane when I've been over to England and I immediately feel like I'm back home. One other thing about Portugal is obviously most people come here purely because of the climate and the lifestyle. I mean, when you consider you literally get on a plane in the UK and within 2 hours, 2.25 hours, you're here in the sunshine. And for me, as we get older, I think we like the sunshine, we like to relax a lot more, and obviously the social side and the economy here compared to the UK. I mean, obviously for me to live now, I'm should be retired, but obviously that's not happening. So I should be retired. But for me now, it's quality of life. I mean, I socialise more, I go out more, I have a lot more friends here, people that I see. Obviously, some just come for vacations or have holiday homes. Some live here. But for me, lifestyle is vital. And I think as we get older, we put more value on that. Yes, children are important and I miss mine but like 2 hours, I used to see them probably less when I was back in the UK to what I do now. So that for me, it's lifestyle more than anything.
No, of course, and I do agree with Carol for sure. And Carol spoke very well regarding, she comes back from the UK, 2-3 hour flight, she's here. But as well for the US clients, we do have a lot of US clients. Portugal is the entrance to Europe. And once you get, for example, golden visa, or buying a property here, making yourself an HR client here, you have the access to enter Europe. And like I said, you land in Faro or you land in Lisbon, you have the gateway open to the major cities and capitals in Europe.
Yeah, it is. And I think also, as Nicholas pointed out, we are getting, obviously, a lot of our mortgages now are for clients from the US. So it's not something that I can remember happening years ago when I first moved here. Now it seems to be very, very popular with US clients. And I would say a good proportion of our mortgages are done through US clients. I think also for them, they see a lot of the possibilities here of being able to still, where at one point it wasn't as easy to fly here.
True.
Now it is. And they'll come and have vacations. But a lot of them are doing it as well for investment because obviously they've got money that they want to invest into property. And for them, this is a great place to invest. And obviously the mortgages here, our rates, obviously things have gone up. But realistically, our rates now compared to the US rate half. So for anybody who wants to invest, it's a great investment here. And obviously you get a great return on your investment. So if you're purchasing something to rent out, obviously rentals here are very high. Portugal relies on tourism and investment. So this is what people can see. They can think, well, my money's going to go somewhere. Whereas if I leave it in the bank, I get nothing in return. So
no, that's true. And regarding, once again, the US clients, as we know, and we always like to do our homework, Claire. And every day we look at what's happening in Europe and the rest of the world on the financial, economical side. And we see that the rates, for example, in the US today is around about between 8 and 9%, which is very high. And as Carol mentioned, of course, here in Portugal, you're able to get much lower rates. Here you'll be looking at 3-4 different scenarios, okay? Whilst you take a mortgage here in Portugal, if you choose a variable rate option, it's allocated to 6 months Euribor. This is the variable rate. The base rate is at 3.1 with the bank's margin on top. You'll be looking around about 4.1% on a variable side. Mortgage payments are reviewed every 6 months, of course.
I think the thing though, Nicholas, which people need to be aware of, the good thing about the Portuguese government here, they are keeping the spreads low.
Yes.
So when I first started with the mortgages, the spreads were higher, but the Euribor rate was lower. Now that's done like a complete U-turn. What the banks are doing now is because they can't obviously control the Euribor
Of course they
rate.
can't. No, of course
what
not.
they're doing is they're keeping the spreads low. So we don't have that sort of with the hypes which you're getting, which obviously the US clients especially are getting them. So they're keeping them down, which I think is making a big difference and obviously helping us.
No, it does help us a lot. And like Carol said, and very well, the banks at the moment, the government are lowering the spreads. The rate is going high for us to go above a certain patamar here. But for security reasons, of course, besides the variable rates, you are able to get full-term fixed rates, okay? They're a bit more higher, of course, but security has its price. You'll be looking around about the 5% margin for a fixed rate mortgage. It'll be bit higher than the 4.1 on the variable, but it gives you security. And you know that you have your investment property here, you're back home in the UK, in Canada, United States, whatsoever, and you know that every month, this is the amount that you need to have in your bank account to cover the mortgage. And even so, you can hear about the Euribor rate going up, the Central Bank of Europe upping the base rates. Your monthly payments will always be the same during the period fund. Then you can change as well and have a mixed fixed rate mortgage. What is this? You can fix the mortgage term for the period you want, normally in brackets, or 5 years. Or else, let's imagine that you have a 30-year mortgage term, which is the maximum term that you can have a mortgage here in Portugal at the moment.
And there's the age as well.
And the age, but we'll get to the age limit in a while. The 30-year term, let's imagine that you want to fix the rate of the mortgage for 5 years, 10 years. It is possible. So let's imagine you want to fix it for 10 years. You have a 30-year term. The first 10 years are fixed. Once the fixed rate period is finished, it reverts automatically to variable, okay? So you do have solutions here with Ideal Homes Mortgages. There are no costs whatsoever for our brokerage.
No, it is free.
It is free, exactly. Free service for the clients. We do have a bilingual team. So we have myself, Margarida, and we're still Margarida, Bella, and this is Carol. Okay, so we have 4 here, ready to help you out. Normally how it works, how do we work out? I normally assess, you get a pre-approval directly from us, by myself, then the formal process will be done by Carol, by Margarida, by Bella, until completion. Going just a bit back regarding the mortgage products, like I mentioned, 30-year term here, you're able to tailor the mortgage the way you want, customize your mortgage, either full fixed rate, mixed fixed rate, or variable rate, okay? Maximum percentage of finance is 80%. We do have lenders that do finance until 80%. Normally with 80% finance, you will have to subscribe life insurance. If you subscribe a 70% mortgage, we can exempt life insurance for you, okay? Maximum age until end of finance will be 75 years of age. We do have one lender that started the campaign, just one at the moment. If you're 50 years of age plus and you earn more than 2,500 euros net per month, we will be able to arrange finance until 8 years of age. Correct, Carol?
Yes.
Yes, that's it, exactly. And like I said, our service free of charge, no charges here on our brokerage service, on our mortgage service. Bilingual team, and we're here to help you, okay? So basically, if you have any doubts, any questions, go on our website, send us an email, we're here to answer your doubts.
I think the other thing that's not been mentioned is after I've worked and got my real estate license in America, most Americans tend to go for a fixed rate. The advantage here is that you can actually pay off your mortgage at any point. So say, for instance, you're renting your property out and you're getting an income off it. You can actually utilise the money you've made maybe during the summer season and pay so much off your mortgage. There's obviously a charge with a variable, I think it's 0.2%.
0.5.
That's right.
0.5.
And 2% if it's fixed.
Exactly.
So, you've got the advantage as well as bringing your mortgage down pretty quick with the benefits you get from renting your property out. So if you're not going to be using it, you can make money out of it. So it's a great system for, paying off your mortgage quicker. And you've got the benefit of doing that at a very low cost.
It's true.
Sometimes it's not even worth starting off with a fix, maybe start with a variable. And then if you feel that you want to go to a fix. But by the penalties being so low,
true, Carol.
It's not going to cost you very much money to do that. So, there's lots of benefits.
Yes, of course. And as Carol mentioned, it's 0.5% early penalty charge on a variable rate, 2% on the fixed. If you take a mixed fixed rate, let's imagine 10 years, what will happen here? During the first 10 years, the early penalty will be 2%. Once it reverts back to variable, it will be 0.5%. So you can pay off when you want, how much you want. There's no timeline in which you have to be engaged with the bank without paying anything off regarding that.
The other thing that we should mention also is we do a lot of, obviously, Ideal Homes as a company, we do a lot of construction. So what we do is we do like phases where people actually purchase off plan. They'll put so much down on the first part, and the second part another amount, and so forth, which obviously is very, very popular for people to do, knowing that in a few years' time maybe they're going to get their pensions or they've got money coming in and they decide that they want to actually start doing something in about 3 years' time. So by doing that, that can be a benefit as well. But obviously the mortgage wouldn't start normally until the end of the construction and the habitation licence is granted. Now, at the moment, we are working closely with constructors, Ideal Homes and the banks. There's like a three-way contract where we can actually offer an interest-only system, which is about the only time you will ever get an interest-only mortgage, because it just doesn't happen here in Portugal. But by doing that, it means that you can have the benefit of starting your mortgage earlier on interest-only. Then obviously when the construction is complete, it can revert to either a fixed or a variable rate. I'm, as I say, pretty naive to this at the moment, because this is something we've been working on, but maybe Nicholas can explain it a little bit more, and also a bit more about how you can also we do construction mortgages as well. So I think probably you're better explaining that than I am.
Thank you, Carol. Put the pressure on me now. No, nothing like that. No, as Carol said, we have still some deals with one lender, that allows you to start your mortgage application when you're maximum 2 years off the project being finalized or the habitation license being issued. It's a purchase off plan, as Carol mentioned very well, in which your mortgage is secured today. Or else, let's imagine that you buy in a development off plan, or less than 60% of the construction is already done. You're able to apply for your mortgage today and guarantee the approval today for the following 2 years. Of course, if the timeline passes the 2 years, the mortgage will have to be reopened again and resubmitted. But in that 2-year frame, the timeline, the mortgage will be granted for you. So let's imagine that you're asking for 70% mortgage. 80% mortgages are not possible with the construction, maximum 70%, in which you put, let's imagine, 20% upfront as a deposit. Yeah. Then the second stage payment, the bank will put 10%, and you put another 10%, so that's another 20% deposit. It's made already by 40%, or else the constructor would have already received 40% together. And then another percentage will be granted still in a third stage payment. All of this you'll be paying interest only during the period of the construction. The developer will have 24 months, or else 2 years to finalize the project. Once the license is granted, this interest-only mortgage will revert automatically to a repayment mortgage on a variable rate, fixed rate, mixed fixed rate, with whatever you choose. And the bank on the day of the title deed will bring the remaining funds to complete the 70% finance for the developer. it is an option, but like I said, this is available for 70% mortgages. 80% mortgage are not possible with this situation, and it allows you to secure your mortgage today for something that will be finished in maximum 2 years' time. So it is another benefit regarding our projects as well.
Yeah, I think so. And as I say, we do get a lot of inquiries for that, because people do get very nervous about, okay, this isn't going to be complete maybe for 2 years, 3 years. Where are we going to be in 3 years' time? What's the mortgage rates going to be, etc. So I think by securing it now, obviously gives them a peace of mind. It's not for everybody.
No, of course. Yes.
Obviously, we're going to get people that go for it, some won't. But as I say, it's another option. And I think the good thing about the banks here, they look at each person as an individual. They look at each scenario, and they'll try and tailor it to suit, obviously, that particular client. So, yeah, there's a lot of flexibility here, much more than, I mean, I didn't even know what was available, and still new things are coming in every day.
Every week, yes.
Yeah, more mainly to encourage people to invest here, because, as I've stated, they rely very much on investment and tourism here, you know, so they'll do everything they can. And I think stability as well, you know.
And one important thing here, forgot to mention as well, when we send you a mortgage, a pre-approval, the conditions offered here will always be valid until the end of that month. Until the end of the month. Why? Because the base rates are always changing, always fixed for the month. Or else, if we give you a pre-approval, let's imagine on the 28th of March,
it's only valid
until the end of March, because on the 1st of April, the interest rates will change, the base rates will change. For high, for low, we don't know. But the affordability ratio is always calculated until the end of the current month. You're sending your inquiry form through to get a pre-approval.
Yeah, because unfortunately we don't have a crystal ball. We don't know what the future holds. But obviously, the one good thing here, they are trying their very best to keep the economy and everything affordable, because, you know, things do hype up. I remember years ago when my mortgage was 17%. So it did happen, and that was in 74, and that was in the UK. So, you know, but the one good thing about Portugal, they are working very hard to keep the rates low. And the fact that they're adjusting the spread to keep it low, you know, it's a benefit for everybody.
Of course.
And the construction mortgages, how do they work then, Nicholas?
No, the construction mortgage, they do a pre-approval, or they give you approval.
Not the construction. If somebody comes on, they've got a piece of land they want to build, I mean, we can get mortgages for that as well.
Yes,
obviously.
It is possible. As an individual, yes. We do have a lender that does finance the land. Then you get your construction project as well. And we do finance a certain percentage of the construction as well. So whether you buy a finished building or apartment or townhouse or villa, if you want to buy a land plot to build,
or an old property you want to renovate,
it is possible as well. It is possible.
So there's lots of options.
Yes, of course, Carol, there are, of course. So don't hesitate, please contact us. You got my email here at nicholas@idealhomesmortgages.com.
And I'm Carol at idealhomesmortgages.com.
Exactly. Thank you.